What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry XSE. This one's finished in Supersonic Red. MSRP is $40,500. Big shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing the new Camry for today's video. Take a look at their website, linked down below. Underneath the hood of the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry, you're only going to find a hybrid motor. This is a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder with net horsepower coming in at 225. Torque is around 163, and this has an eCVT transmission, sending all the power to the front wheels. All-wheel drive is available. Curb weight is around 3,600 pounds. It runs on a 13-gallon fuel tank, and you're looking at 48 miles per gallon in the city with 47 on the highway. The overall length is 193.5 inches with wheelbase at 111.2. Width is 72.4 and height is 56.9 inches. Taking a look at the styling with the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry, the Supersonic Red with that two-tone black roof looks gorgeous, especially in the sunlight. You're going to see a nice set of LED headlights with a blacked out housing. We have an LED turn signal throughout the corner, and then it fades right into this body color. You got a nice blacked out Toyota badge front and center, and I really like the body colored grille. I think it looks super cool on the XSE. You can see that with all those mesh openings to provide extra cooling. Got a nice LED daytime running light down below and a functional trim piece to allow air to cut through the bumper itself. Got a lot of really sharp body lines throughout it, and I like the little winglets of this front splitter. The new Camry is a sweet look. It definitely looks very sporty. Sharp body lines in the hood, cutting off of that front bumper. And as we make our way to the side, you got a nice set of two-tone wheels, finished with a split spoke. You can also see sharp body line throughout this front fender, sharp body line throughout the entire side profile, and a nice design on that lower side skirt. You got body color for the door handles, more of the black color on the side mirrors that blends very well into that two-tone roof design. You can see how it comes together back here, shark fin antenna, and a nice glass panel for the entire roof. Side profile looks similar to the previous generation Camrys. It's a really good sized mid-sized sedan. Definitely sharp lines to it, very sporty in the two-tone. Nice set of LED taillights as well, finished in red, and I like how you have that black trim piece connecting the two with Camry written out in black. Black that Toyota logo, and then a nice trunk mounted lip spoiler. More sharp body lines throughout the rear end of the new Camry, and then you can see how the rear bumper also has body color for the diffuser, dual exhaust tips on the left side, some sharp fins down below. Got your hybrid logo on the far left, along with XSE. Backup camera right in the center, and the style really comes together nicely. Moving to the key fob, you get lock, unlock in your trunk, and then it says Camry on the backside. If I go ahead and lock the car, you can just keep the key fob in your pocket and grabbing the handle, it'll automatically unlock and we can view the interior. This is gonna get the leather trim seats, the nice black design throughout it, and then on the door panel, finished off in black, you're gonna see a soft touch plastic up here, and then the nice leather trim throughout the insert with the perforations. You also have your release handle, all of your controls down below, nice size grab handle and padded armrest. Storage down below, and then I like how it says Camry on the door sill in a nice silver color. You have all your power controls up here as well, and then I like in the perforations, you have all the blue. You can kind of see that a little bit, indicating it's a hybrid, so really cool integration for that. Perforations running through the entire seat, and then we have a nice 3-spoke leather wrapped steering wheel with some black trim. And then now sitting in the 2025 Toyota Camry XSE, keep my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. The engine won't necessarily turn on given the hybrid. If we take a look on the left side of the steering wheel, we have some controls for the screen, some Bluetooth and audio controls, cruise control over on the right side. The screen itself has a pretty nice LCD display. You can see your eco and power indication over on the left side. We also have the speedometer on the right. If I scroll left and right now, you can view a few more things of information that are going to pop up. And then holding down the OK icon on the steering wheel, we can actually configure each of the 3 sections with this screen. So pretty nice to see that. You get a lot of information in here, which is a really good touch. It's a simple screen, yet very useful. You can also see more on this side as well, which is pretty cool. On the left side of the stock, you're going to see turn signal stock with headlights. We also have the controls on the right side for windshield wipers, and then there are paddle shifters on the back side of the steering wheel to control this eCVT just a little bit better. We have controls on the left side for automatic high beams, traction control, trunk, and fuel cap. A little bit of this soft touch material, one of your air vents, and then a nice padded material for the soft touch dash. Passenger air vent looks really cool, integrated into these slots, and then it cuts right into the larger infotainment screen. Very seamless integration rather than just being a massive tablet stuck on. Of course, you can set up the screen for full screen navigation. All your audio will pop up. You will have the Bluetooth audio. You can go into your phone integration as well for Bluetooth. Then we have a few things of information in here. You can adjust some climate controls. We have options that'll pop up on the screen as well. Comfort for your heated steering wheel. Trip information can pop up as well. You have your history showing you a few things of information. Vehicle alerts, if any, and then into settings, kind of what you would expect. Going into your backup camera now, got a pretty nice size view. I wouldn't mind the screen filling out the entire screen, but nonetheless, you have pretty good HD graphics. Underneath all that, you have physical climate controls, heated seats, your air conditioning, different zones, temperature, fan speed on this nice toggle. Climate vents down below, and you're going to see all sorts of different plugs, wireless charging, and a nice amount of storage throughout the center. We have different drive modes as well, from Eco, Normal, and Sport, and it gives you a pretty cool display up on the screen. Now there is an EV drive mode right here for more slow speed parking. You can see that in the left side, more for parking lot speed. Electronic parking brake, and then just a little bit of gloss black. Nice padded armrest as well. Pretty good amount of storage in here as you would expect. And then the glove box itself, pretty large. One last look at the interior. It's a pretty nice place to be. It's not crazy fancy, but the use of genuine leather and just the overall design, it's a nice up-to-date interior. Up on top, you get that massive sunshade for the full panoramic roof, all of those controls, and then a nice mirror with garage door buttons underneath. Moving on to the rear seat space, grabbing the door handle, opening it up. Door panel looks very similar to the front. You are going to get a little bit of padding and then just a vinyl insert with just harder plastics back here. Seats themselves are very similar with the nice leather. You have the perforations throughout the center. This can seat 3 people as well. And then in the center, we can pull down the armrest with some cup holders as well. You are going to see climate vents back here, 2 different plugs, and then just a little bit of storage. And then hopping into the back seat with the new 2025 Toyota Camry. At 5'11", this is a pretty practical family sedan. I have good headroom. There are dome lights and grab handles up here. With the driver's seat at my height, I have really good legroom and knee room. Armrests are all in a great place. And the seat recline is pretty good as well. So if you are looking to buy this as a family sedan, I don't think you're gonna have any issues. And then moving on to the trunk space, you can pop the button underneath the Y, manually lift that up. You're gonna have about 15 cubic feet of cargo space in here. So pretty good amount of storage, nice and flat with a little cutout on each side. You can also lift this up and you can see your spare tire with all the different equipment. And then manually pulling these, we can get these seats down. And with them folded nicely, you can see just how much more cargo space you're gonna get in the 2025 Camry. They fold down nice and flat, got a pretty good opening into the trunk to make this a very useful car. So setting off now in the Toyota Camry, giving my thoughts on how this drives. I like the hybrid drivetrain, honestly. Now the eCVT transmission is not your typical CVT. It doesn't have those mirror image cones with like the belt going back and forth. It's nothing like that. Much less moving parts, and you don't really get the same whiny aspects of a generic CVT. So this one, in the slow speed, it gets up and moves much quicker. Like traction control just came on, sharp turns getting up, you'll literally spin the front tires. And it gets up to speed quickly. It's a pretty peppy car. Comparing it to some of the competition that's also a hybrid, 50 mpg cars, this is peppy. It's pretty nice to drive. You don't get that annoying noises when you're accelerating. It just kind of sounds normal-ish. You don't hear the gear changes, but nonetheless, it's a pretty decent CVT. Now you can go into a manual mode, and you can kind of shift the car. You can kind of hear how there are specific gear programming, basically, with this vehicle. And when I downshift, you can hear and feel kind of that lower gear range. So it's cool that they offer you that. The different drive modes help a little bit too. When you're in sport mode, it does get a little bit more peppy, and I like how you feel that electronic power assisting the acceleration. So right there you can feel both. Engine kicks in and it gets up to some speed. Now I wouldn't mind the hybrid integration being a little bit smoother. I think the Hyundai honestly a little bit more refined feeling, but nonetheless this still does do a pretty good job just kind of managing the engine along with the electronics, and it does make for a pretty nice drive. Now this is a little bit more on the sporty side versus luxury side, so you're gonna feel a little bit of the bumps when you're driving in the car. It still is a nice refined ride, but it's got that sport tune suspension to where you can kind of feel that a little bit. It does make for a more fun factor with this car. Like when you're hitting turns, You know, it's no sports car, but it's a little bit more fun to play with this car, hitting some turns, accelerating. So this is kind of that hybrid for the person who actually is into cars, is more of an enthusiast, but you need like a daily driver. This kind of has that vibe to where you could daily drive this, get 50 miles per gallon, and enjoy being in a nice vehicle, but also get the economical aspects. Visibility is also really good, as you would expect. Wouldn't mind those back seats just being able to get out of the way just a tad, but nonetheless, it's a pretty good place to be. Plenty of room for the driver as well. The seats are nice and comfortable. I mean, this is a nice car to be in. I think Toyota did a great job with the new Camry. It's smooth to drive, it's comfortable to sit in, the tech works great, it's not complicated, it's really simple. So really not many things to complain about with the way this car drives. I think if you're looking for a really good economy car, but it's also nice to be in and kind of fun, has a little fun factor for being a hybrid, I think the new Camry might be the way to go. So flipping around to my honest thoughts with the Camry, I filmed a few of these, first time checking out this specific spec. This is a gorgeous color, especially in the sunlight, the red and black. I mean, this is a sharp looking car. It's pretty cool to see such an economy focused vehicle that's actually just nice to look at and equally nice to drive. So with the front wheel drive and the way the power is delivered, you know, you are gonna get a little bit of wheel spin if you floor it accelerating out of a turn. I personally would go all wheel drive. However, talking with my dealer in this region, like 95% of this region is front wheel drive sales. People don't really need it. Obviously, it hardly ever snows here. However, northern climates, of course, all wheel drive is probably beneficial. But what I like about the new Camry is the fact that it does drive nice. I know people don't like not getting that V6 anymore. People love the 300,000 mile worry-free V6, and I get it. It's a very long-lasting motor, built tough. This new four-cylinder isn't really anything new. Toyota's been doing hybrids for well over 2 decades now. I mean, they are probably the best hybrid manufacturer out there. Their Synergy drive, which is kind of what they name this drivetrain with the eCVT, is nothing new. So it's stuff they've been doing for a long time, and we've seen Priuses last a very long time. So I don't think you're going to have reliability concerns with this engine, as long as Toyota doesn't have sloppy build quality like we have seen on some new Toyotas. So Toyota, they are slacking a little bit. I think build quality has gone down, but as long as they maybe get back to where they used to be and keep that build quality top notch, I don't think you're going to really see many issues. So it's a cool vehicle to drive. It kind of gives you what you need, and the fact that you can get such good gas mileage and you're not sacrificing anything to get the gas mileage, I think that goes a long way. It used to be you had to get a Prius, you know, much slower car, a little bit smaller car. Now you get a nice mid-size sedan with the options, with the space, and it's actually pretty darn peppy. You can still be super efficient with it. So I like that. And with the XSE, the styling looks so cool. The body colored grille, I mean, people seem to love that. It looks awesome on this car. The full real leather on the interior, I mean, that's a nice use of material that you don't see even on a $60,000 BMW. You got to spend more to get real leather. So Toyota's giving you quite a lot with it, and like a Toyota, it is simple on the interior. It's easy to use, it looks good, it's not crazy fancy, and that's what Toyota owners like. I know some people comment you like the competition better from maybe Honda or Hyundai or some other mid-size sedans, but Toyota buyers like the simplicity. They just really do. The Hyundai is more fancy, more premium feeling, but this is nice. This is nicer than the old one. It feels good, it's easy to use, and overall when you're driving it, you're not paying attention to all the little buttons, the little extra things. You're just driving it and feeling the car for what it is. And with this car, it's smooth and comfortable. I'm pleasantly comfortable sitting in here for, you know, a long road trip or something, and that's what Toyota buyers are looking for. And of course, the dependability is the biggest thing. And again, I don't think we're really going to see many issues with these. I'm sure it's a pretty robust drivetrain and should be a pretty solid car. Any complaints with it? You know, nothing crazy. I wouldn't mind that backup camera fulfilling the entire screen. That kind of is odd that they would make it smaller. It's not like that takes much to do that. Just a little bit of programming. Nothing really hard about that. It's an easy car to drive. I mean, it's got a little bit of a sporty touch to it. The steering gives you enough feedback. The handling gives you enough feedback. So it's a good place to be. There are not as many features as some other vehicles. Like, it would be nice to have a little bit nicer door panels back there, maybe some sunshades back there, a few more things. I think you gotta get another trim package to get ventilated seats or something. So you get a decent amount of things, same with heads-up display. But if you want a good, basic, nice car that gets good efficiency, doesn't really break the bank, Camry's a good way to go. You can buy an SE for about 33 grand, which to me seems like an absolute bargain, and an XSE not as spec'd for like 38. So seems like pretty good on pricing. Well, that is it then for the 2025, the all-new Toyota Camry. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you all in the next video.